Oh, hey, welcome back to the Gearhead Journeys on the 64 Austin Healey Sprite. So, if you haven't seen the other video on my project updates, I bought this with the intent of flipping it, and then lovely Tara decided she wanted to keep it. And I obliged her. So, anyway, here we are. 64 Sprite, bought it. It wasn't running quite right. I was hoping it was just a tuning issue with the carburetors. You know, a lot of people don't know how to tune these SUs. I've been blessed to understand how they work, and I was hoping that was the case, but no. Number 3 cylinder has 55, 52, 55 pounds of compression. It is a broken ring. So, that's a bummer. Yes, this car is very, very original. Original paint, and I did do a British Heritage report on it, confirmed that the engine is correct and that the paint is correct and the options are correct. So, it is also a little bit special in the fact that it has a 64 VIN, but it is a 63 spec car. So it's got the side skirts and other things that make it a 63. I know there are some of you out there that will be like, you don't know what you're talking about. And you're right. I don't know everything about these cars, but I do know that that it is a 63 spec. It is built as a 63. It has a 64 VIN. So there are only a few thousand of these made. Not many left. And this one's in really good shape. So this is where my phone decided to do some weird things and I lost the recording. So we'll move on to the next step. I'm just trying to get this heater box out of here, make some more room. Here we go. I got the blower motor out and the fresh air tube out of here. I started draining the radiator, got the radiator hose off, top radiator hose. I had to take the grill out to get to some of that stuff. So that's what's going on there. Another thing that I found out about this car when I started looking at it, right here on top of the heater box, and this is probably going to leak coolant, but anyway. So I don't know if you can see this. Yep, there goes the coolant. Sorry for the heater kicking on. I was in the middle of explaining about this University Motors tag. So as you can see, hopefully you can see that well, serviced by University Motors. This is a metal tag that they would have placed on the heater boxes. And they would have only done this. Sorry, you probably can't see me. Now you can see me. They would have only done that for extensive service. So I did quite a bit of research. Not every car got that tag. And it was probably serviced in the late 70s to early 80s. So, turn my light off. Yeah, that was pretty cool to find that tag. And apparently, those are pretty rare. So I did find out that this car was sold in Michigan. And and the gentleman that I bought it from was in southern Michigan. The gentleman that he bought it from was from Grand Rapids. So there's a very good possibility it spent its entire life there in Michigan. Judging by the condition of the car, it didn't see any winners, that's for sure, which is a good thing. But anyway, having that tag, I think is pretty daggone cool. And I'm hearing that it's pretty rare, like I said. I sent the VIN and some other information over to John Twist at University Motors. I understand he's a very busy gentleman, but I haven't heard back from him. It's been probably a month or two since I sent that over to him. I'm hoping that maybe he's got some historical documents on this car, maybe what was done to it, just to have some of that documentation, maybe. Um, that would be really neat. If nothing else, maybe he knows this car. Maybe he remembers. He's worked on so many cars, but maybe there's a possibility he knows the gentleman or knows some history on this car. So I'm hoping to hear back from him. But anyway, thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, so this is always interesting. Oh, really? Really? The heater kicks on. Okay, turned off the heater again. Sorry about that. So always love taking stuff apart and finding what other people have done to the car. JB Weld on the upper radiator neck. JB Weld on the fins. JB Weld more here on the fins. And that leaking around the top cap, this was leaking already when I got the car. But looks like I need a new radiator. I don't know. I'm going to take this over to Aero Radiator, see what they can do with it, see if they can do anything with it. I don't know. With that JB Weld there, they may not touch it. I was really hoping to reuse this radiator, have it, boiled out and fixed and painted up and reused, but doesn't look like that's going to happen. Front doesn't look too bad. But anyway. All right, well, here's another interesting thing. So when I talked to the gentleman, he said, yeah, I put a new water pump on, which he did. And he said, I like to paint the things that I take off so that everybody knows that it's been touched. Well, he painted it in these funky colors. I wouldn't be hating on the light blue so much, but red, yellow, red pulley, light blue, timing cover. Yeah, no. We're gonna repaint that stuff. Actually, I mean the motor's coming out. So anyway, but I just thought that was interesting. I actually have a new fan. It's a plastic fan. It actually moves a lot more air. Keeps these engines a little cooler. So anyway, this is where we stand. Not a bad little car. I mean, look. I mean, a lot of coolant there. I just spilled coolant taking the radiator out. I mean, she's got leaks. You can tell she's got leaks. Show me a British car that doesn't, and I'll show you a brand new car. Anyway. Oh yeah, he painted the heat shield green. Love that. Got some wiring that I got to tidy up. He did put in an electronic ignition, which I think is pretty cool. I will probably keep that. What I'll probably do though is hide it somewhere up underneath there so it's not so visible, and obviously clean up all this wiring. But you can see the blue on the brake pipes, on the starter solenoid, just everywhere, the blue overspray. I want to get all that cleaned up as much as I can. Oh, there's something that's really neat. I just happened to notice. Yeah, wire nuts. Not one, but two wire nuts. Yeah, for the starting circuit. So we will fix that. Probably going to go ahead and put a brand new negative battery cable on here as well. Oh, here's another thing too. For those who don't know, these older cars, this is a positive ground car. So this, what you may have thought was the negative cable, since it goes right to the frame, is actually the positive. Somebody painted this red, which is, okay. And this is the negative. So yeah, it's a little bit different. I'm trying to decide if I want to switch it over to positive or a negative ground. I don't see me putting a radio in this car or anything like that. Kind of like it the way it is. So I may just keep it positive earth. And yeah, then I don't have to screw around with repolarizing the generator, changing anything else. It's really not a hard process, honestly. I would have to swap the tack terminals over. No big deal. Have to get up underneath there because this car does not have the mechanical tachometer. So, yeah, got to replace the brake master cylinder. As you can see, it's leaking pretty bad. So I'm going to get in there and clean all that up. But yeah, pretty clean little car. I don't see anything really goofy yet other than this stuff here. So anyway, I'm going to keep cruising. All right. Got the carbs off, and these carbs are tired. They are pretty tired. Can't really tell if they've ever been rebuilt or not. In fact, no, they have not been rebuilt, and there's a lot of play in the linkage on these. That's one bad thing about the SUs. The butterfly linkages. They're the shaft that runs through the center of the carburetor is on a bushing, and they just wear out after a while, right? So what happens is you've got air leaking past here, and it's very tough to get these things to be synchronized and to be set properly when you've got leaking throttle shafts. So you just got to take them out, ream them out, put new bushings in, and then you're good to go. I've done it a number of times on other carbs, and it's amazing how much better that these carburetors run. So these are HS2s, which are the proper carbs for this engine. The 1275 that I'm going to put in can handle the HS4s. I've got a set of HS4s on the shelf over there. I have not rebuilt them yet, but I think I'm going to put those carbs on here and really wake that little motor up. So I don't know what I'm going to do with these. Probably just set them on the shelf and they can just chill out. Not sure if I can reuse this intake manifold with the HS4s. If you know, let me know. I'm sure once I put them up against there, I'll know soon enough. But anyway, other than that, I mean, they're in pretty good shape. So, it wouldn't take much to get them cleaned up, reshafted, or rebushed, and then they would probably work just fine on the 1275, and I'm sure it would run really good. I don't know. Maybe I'll just do that. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, so carburetor's off. Disconnect some wires over here. Disconnect the hydraulic line for the slave cylinder. And then get up underneath there and disconnect the transmission mounts. And got to do the engine mounts here. I should be pretty close to pulling this thing out of here. So that'll be a lot of fun. If I can get to my engine hoist. I really hope I can get that engine hoist out of there. I think I might have enough room. I don't know. Anyway, let's do it. Okay. So I know you're looking at this and you're thinking, what in the world are you about to do with that? Well, I can't find my chain. And yeah, this engine and transmission doesn't weigh hardly anything. I'm going to see. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if this is going to work, but at least I have video evidence for when it doesn't work. I can post it and you can laugh and you can say, I told you so. So anyway, in order to get, I did get my engine hoist out, but in order to do that, I had to move the camper to within inches of the passenger door of the Sprite. And then I was just able to sneak it around the back and bring it up the side and get it in here. So yeah, it's a shame when you've got a 40 by 30 pole barn and there's no room to do anything in it. But you know, I got all my toys in here. So anyway, yeah, let's see what happens here. I'm going to see what happens here. I think this will work. Those straps are pretty tight. Famous last words. All right. Engine mounts are loose. Yep. Those are going to get replaced. All right. Oh, look at all that gear oil leaking all over the place. That's awesome. Well, here we go. Yuck. Yeah, lots of yuck. But lots of room to get in here, get all this cleaned up, get it all repainted. Man, there's really not much left in here. There's some of this stuff I can take out and, paint underneath, put it back. Probably take out the wiper motor. And like I said, I'm going to be taking out the master cylinder anyway. So take out the voltage regulator over there. And then any of the wiring that's left over, just tape over it and then paint everything. So yeah, be a good opportunity to get this all cleaned up, check everything. Yeah, it's a pretty solid car. Pretty happy with it. Anyway, here is an interesting thing. So this being a 64, it should have a smooth case transmission. And I believe, again, I am not an expert, but I'm almost certain that that is a rib-cased transmission. Judging by the ribs there, right? Normally this would all be smooth. There was no ribbing on it. They added the ribbing for strength because when they went to the 1098 and then the 1275s, I'm sorry, when they went to the 1275, they needed the extra strength for the extra power. So I don't need to buy a new transmission, which is a huge score. So I'm going to be able to reuse that transmission. That makes me very happy. Just need to get it cleaned up and hook the new motor up to it. So anyway, you can see I had 2 intake gaskets. That's awesome. I love it when people do that. Why would you do that? I don't get it. But she's out. I need to get it dropped down onto the ground. It's starting to get dark, so I think it's supposed to be raining soon. So I don't think I'm going to be able to get it out tonight and get it pressure washed, but the motor's out, and that is a good thing. So I think I'm done for the night. I accomplished what I wanted to get done. So I'm going to head home and watch Stranger Things. I'm addicted to Stranger Things now. Getting close to the end of season 4. Start watching season 5. And then figure out what we're going to watch after that. Anyway, I'm rambling. So just wanted to say thank you for watching. This is going to be a cool little series, I hope. And hopefully you enjoy it. Let me know if you've got any comments, any questions, any suggestions, like how not to be an idiot lifting an engine out of a car. Yes, I know. And so, yeah, we'll keep cruising on this thing. I'll keep you posted on how we're doing, and with another video. It's probably, I don't know, maybe I'll do a video on cleaning this up and getting it all detailed and everything, and then obviously another video on getting the new engine and transmission back in it. So thank you for watching. Again, if you would please subscribe, give me a like, and like I said, leave me any comments too. So thank you very much, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching the Gearhead Journeys.